935 KDAY, welcome back to Sundays in LA. It's Miss Corey Renee, and happy Women's History Month. Y'all know I am all about some women empowerment, so today will be no different. Allow me to introduce Dreka Gates.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me here. Like, it's really an honor, so thank you.
No problem at all. I just kind of want to jump right in. I know you are an entrepreneur. You have many businesses.
Yes.
Let's start with the cannabis side of things.
Ooh, fun.
Right? Let's start with something fun, girl time.
Yeah.
What made you want to start a cannabis business?
Okay, so for me, like, I'm really, really big into health and wellness, and like cannabis is no different to like when it comes to that. For me, it's a plant at the end of the day, and I'm all about like holistic healing and just in general. So that's really where the motivation for that came from.
Okay.
You know, just always being into health and wellness, and it's like I feel like a part of my mission is to really just teach people and show them the power that they hold like within themselves with the support of like plant medicine.
Wow.
It's like the things that you can do, you know?
Can you give an example? Because, like, everybody has their poisons. I prefer, a liquid base. I'm not going to get too far into that. But if I ever wanted to possibly convert, like, what would you say the best benefits are?
Oh my gosh. Well, there are many, many, many benefits of cannabis. Like for a lot of people, like I know a lot of, I'll just say like even Kevin, for instance, like he spends 2 hours jumping around on stage. And so his body, he has like aches and pains and soreness. I mean, with athletes as well. So it's really, really good for dealing with like pain management, inflammation. I mean, like the list goes on and on and on. Like there are people that have cured cancer with cannabis. Yes. And I'll tell you, I have a really good story.
Please,
right?
I'm all ears.
Okay. So I have someone in my very, very close circle, and they were actually on antidepressants and opioids for pain. And I successfully helped them to get away from both of those, and now they only rely on cannabis. Yes.
Listen.
And never smoked a day in their life.
Wow.
Still to this day, have never smoked a day in their life.
That's wild.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Okay. Noted.
Look.
You see my stuff there? Like, okay.
Yes.
I may be a converter.
Yeah. No, it's pure magic.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long have you been in the cannabis industry?
So back in 2017, I'll say, I actually went to Oaksterdam University.
Okay, shut up.
It was like a 3-day crash course in the Bay.
Listen,
on
it
cannabis.
worked. Okay.
It did. No, it really did. Because I've just been curious about it, And so I did that. And ever since then, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to, get into it. Because at the time I was managing Kevin, and that is a 24/7, 380 day, right? Not fuck the 365. Like, you know what I'm saying? That
Yes.
is from... Yeah, it's a lot. But I was like, I don't know. Like, it's going to happen, and now we're here.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
So about the holistic side of things, I know there's a story behind that as well. As
Of
far as
course.
you growing up. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Of course. I'll tell you why.
Yes, because I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, like, what happened to you to make you...
How did we get here?
Exactly. There's always a story. Always a story. So growing up, I always wanted to be a doctor. Because for me, like, I am a healer. Like, at heart, like, that's me. So I actually I went to LSU. I started off in pre-med, but I ended up dropping out and managing, with Kevin. But when I was around like 20 years old, 21, I had a breast surgery. So I had really big...
You got a reduction?
Yes. What? I had big old boobies. And I was very little. I was 135 pounds with big breasts. And they were like causing pain in my shoulders. And so I went and I had surgery, and it was supposed to be like an outpatient surgery, but I had to stay over because the doctors damn near killed me.
What?
Yeah. And so like ever since then, I kind of like, I'm like anti-hospitals, you know what I'm saying? Like all those things. And I mean, just for me, just getting back to like nature and all those things kind of really awakened and further that desire to,
cool.
Yeah.
Love that. Come on, awakened. I
Hey,
I felt
boy,
that.
yes.
That is great.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about hospitals. You're not really with the hospitals. And I also noticed the word doula populate. And
Yes.
it's so interesting because shout out to my homegirl, Niecy Pooh. She's out in Atlanta. What's up, girl?
Yes. Hi.
She is also a doula, but I'll be honest with you. I don't know the first thing about it. So people like me, for people
Mhm.
like me who do not know what a doula
A doula?
is, what is it?
I'm there, like, as a doula, I come in, I'm really there to just support you. I'm there to rub your feet if you want your feet rubbed. I'm there to give you back massages.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes. So, like, as a doula, I'm really there to support this woman in this beautiful process of just, like, birthing her baby and just really just there for support.
Okay.
I'm there and, like, I can help you with different, like, pain management types of things and movement, and it's yeah.
Let's talk about the movement.
The movement, oh my gosh. So the same way you got that way is the same way
You gonna get him out?
exactly. So, like, dancing and moving the hips and all that is so good when you're having a baby.
Wow. I mean, my
So-
son 13, I don't know if I'll ever do it, but this is great information.
Yeah, like, all women should have a doula. Okay, let me say something.
Okay.
Since the beginning of times, no one has ever, like, the women back in the day, they didn't rely on the man to be there you know what I'm saying, while the
Mhm.
woman was birthing. She
Gotcha.
was there with other women supporting her.
Heritage wise.
Yes.
Got you. Come on.
So,
Hmm.
yes.
Heritage.
Right. Women supporting women.
Highlight. Women supporting women. Okay. Hashtag.
Yes.
Okay. Speaking of women empowerment, how important is it to you to empower? Like, do you have a sister circle? Is it just yourself? Like, how does that work for you in your life?
Like, I do find I call them, like, my tribe, but I do have a circle of women that I can powwow with. Not very many, because it's really hard to because there's so many other factors. But it really just came from, I want to say, it's more like self-empowerment than anything.
Okay.
And that came from me just, like, being in my element on the farm, doing all my little practices and stuff, and just,
You grew up on a farm?
I did
Or-
not grow up on a farm. I live on a farm now, but I used to spend my summers as a kid, like, in a farm-like setting in Mississippi. Yes, with my
Oh.
grandmother.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
'Cause I'm like polar opposite. I'm a complete city girl, born and raised in LA.
Wow.
Don't know anything else
about
outside of this.
Oh my
like,
God.
it's kind of sad. So
Yeah.
I just would I'd love to know, like, about farm life. Like, what were your experiences with that?
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. Like, that is where I've experienced the most, like, awakenings and transformations, to be honest with you.
To be able to, like, transition that into, like, helping others.
Exactly. That is, yes.
I'm like, that's incredible.
It really is. Like, the lessons that I have learned from just being outside.
Come on.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Okay, like, all the little sayings come from somewhere, right?
Yes.
So in the garden, you know how there's this old cliche, it's like, train your child up to, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I found myself having to do that. This is very farmer and country-ish, right? What I'm about to say
All good.
about, like, the beanstalks. You literally have to train them up in the way that you want them to grow.
Boom.
But I'm like, just being out there, I'm like, damn, this is where that came from.
Connecting the dots.
Yes. So
Love
a
it.
lot of that takes place, like, when you're just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, speaking of connecting the dots,
Mm-hmm.
like, that's the main thing a manager would have to do.
Oh, yes. Oh, you done took the words straight out of my mouth.
I mean, you gave it to me. I just
Yeah.
lobbed it back.
Connecting the dots. It's all about putting together that puzzle. You have to put the pieces together. You have to be very resourceful if you want your people to be successful.
Right. And you have successfully managed that. I
Yes.
mean, you were
yeah.
Kevin Gates' manager. So how did you even start that process? Like, what made you want to go into the managerial role?
Okay, so 2006, we've been together since, like, 2003. 2006, when I first met him, like, he's very fucking talented at the end of the day, So he was always, like, writing, and he would record music out of the closet at his grandmother's house. Yeah.
Wow.
And so one day I just went to him. I'm like, what do you think about taking this serious? Like, do you want to do that? He's like, sure, why not? And that just gave me the, you know what I'm saying? The
Right.
power to just kind of run with it. And so I mentioned this yesterday. One of the first books that I picked up it's called All About the Music. All You Need to Know About the Music Business. It literally has everything that you need to know about it. You're not going to become like an expert, but you need to know a little bit about everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially getting into it and not knowing anything or not having any connections. And that was me, you know? So I did that, took my little notes, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to do this.
Come on.
And so I started reaching out to people. I was the one that was getting dressed and going to the clubs at night, handing the CDs to the DJ, because this was pre-social media.
Okay. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? This
Paint
was
the picture.
Exactly. This was boots on the ground. This is I'm out here shaking hands, kissing babies, hugs, all of that, you
Right.
know? So it was really just like about connecting the dots, finding the right people, going to them. Hey, like, you need to listen to this. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Play this on the radio. I don't care if you only play it one time. I just need you to fucking play it. You know what I'm saying?
Just like
and
that.
I got you.
Yeah. On
I
the
got you.
flip it. Okay.
Exactly. You need something in the future, come back to me. And I've built like amazing relationships in the industry. Like the people that are like in the industry and have been in for a while, like they are aware of me, you know?
Oh, talk your talk.
Yeah. I'm just
As you should. Let
you
them know.
But yeah, like all it takes is just you just being resourceful and being passionate about it, you know?
Yeah. If you don't mind me backing up a little bit, because, you know, you're speaking very informally, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
And you're just saying, Kevin, because, you know, you've been with him for so long.
Yeah.
If we can go down memory lane just a little bit.
Yes.
How did you first meet Kevin Gates?
Oh my gosh. So I met him at my brother's football game.
Oh, that's so freaking cute.
Yes. Now I'm gonna tell you this already now, just in case y'all go and ask him, our stories are completely different.
Okay. Got
They're
it.
not completely different. It's just a little, you know.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. So we were at my brother's football game. We were leaving. He was there to pick up his sister. And we didn't know that his sister and my brother were like this. They called each other brother and sister. They were play brother and sister.
So
We had no clue.
interesting.
And so we were leaving out from the field.
Mhm.
Kevin was in front of me. I'm walking behind him, and he keeps turning around and looking at me. But he said his side of the story is that I was looking at him. Of course, I'm looking at you.
I didn't want to be the one to say it. I'm glad you said it. Of course.
You know? Okay, whatever. Yeah. But then he hemmed me up for like 3 hours talking to me. So, yeah.
Absolutely. He liked what he saw. That's
Exactly.
why. Okay. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
And you guys have just completely grown with each other ever since.
Yes, which is, yeah. Yes, we have. That's like my best friend at the end of the day. That is my best friend, hands down, whatever. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Well, getting back into our entrepreneurial spirit and just women empowerment, Women History Month, what advice would you give to any woman trying to find themselves in this industry or take on any type of leadership role?
You have to go for it. And one thing that I did is put my blinders on.
Hmm.
A lot of people won't tell you that. A lot of people will be like, yeah, no, you really should look into this before you get into it. Oh, you know, you really need to do da 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 da. No, because people will kill your fucking dream before you even get started with it. You know what I'm saying? Like
do.
Yeah. So it's like you literally have to put your blinders on and stay focused on the vision. Stay focused on what you saw becoming and become.
That.
Yes.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
That has been what has really helped me. Like, that's what I do in any, like, business endeavor that I get into. Like, I see the vision. That's all I need to see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear about, oh, well, you know, this and this. I don't give
Yeah.
a damn.
Yeah.
You know? I saw it, and that's what I'm going for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that, in return, creates what's called a trailblaze.
Hey.
Come on. And you'll be able to just stay in your lane, do
Yeah.
something that's quite different from everything else,
Yes.
and set you apart.
Exactly. That part.
Go us.
Yes. Yes.
That's amazing. So what I like to do now is what's called my favorite 5.
Okay.
And we're going to stay in the vein of women empowerment.
Okay.
Can you name 5 influential women that are a part of your life or just, you know, that you admire, whatever?
Okay. This is like a kind of a hard question because when I was younger, I had people that I admired, but then as I learned more about those people, it kind of
Changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like now I don't say this to be like facetious or arrogant or anything like that, but I honestly strive to be the ultimate version of myself. Like that is what really like drives me every single day.
Yeah.
To be like it's not enough. It's really just the power to be the best version of myself.
That's so beautiful,
like,
actually.
That is what powers me up every day. I
promise you.
Yeah, I promise you.
I heard that on the period. Okay. So we here at 935 KDAY, we LA all day representing Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, and Exhibit.
Yes.
I was kind of snooping, I'll be honest. And I noticed that you were a part of his podcast, his Cannabis podcast. How was that working and hanging out with Exhibit?
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. That is so much fun. And that is a to be continued situation right there.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, no, we had so much fun.
Hey, absolutely. Shout out to Exhibit.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to have to have you come down to our 2024 Crush Groove because he's going to be performing.
Ooh, invite me, please.
Dreka Gates, you're invited to 2024 Crush Groove, okay?
Accepted and received. Received and accepted.
Yay. Well, is there anything maybe as far as your upcoming projects or businesses that you want to share with us?
Of course. So I have Dreka Wellness, my wellness company, and we are gearing up right now for a relaunch of that. So it's going to be so yummy and just beautiful. And of course, I'll always be adding like new products and things like that. But I'm most excited about the relaunch of that. It's like a rebrand.
Nice.
And coming up, I'll be opening up my first sole. I'm like the sole owner, operator, everything of this dispensary that I'm opening in Mississippi.
What?
Yes, and it's called Love's Harvest. Yes.
Love's because I will be Googling.
Yes, Love's Harvest.
Oh my gosh. In Mississippi. You guys be sure to check that out.
Yeah.
Dreka Gates.
Yes, Corey. Yes, Corey.
I don't know what's happening here, but I just want to say thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you
so very much for supporting me, this space, and coming and hanging out with me.
Thank you for having me. Like, you have no idea. Loving the energy and the vibe here. Yeah.
And I feel like this is step one.
Of course. Let me tell you something. This is just the beginning. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
We need to do some more together.
I can already see the damage we can do in a good way.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. Well, to be continued, you guys.
Exactly.
That part. What's up? Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Once again, this is Miss Corey Renee, Sundays in LA with 935 KDAY Hip Hop back in the day.